Dear Misty, I'm a rarity in the gay community in that I've never had a sex drive. And now that I'm on hormones, I really don't have a sex drive. I don't want to be alone for the rest of my life, and I'm willing to do anything with my partner. And that's where it cuts off. I don't know what to tell you. In fact, this question is one of my oldest questions because I've looked at it several times and I've not answered it because I don't know what to tell you. Number one, your question cuts off. But number two, it's okay not to have a sex drive. And I do think that you can find somebody that doesn't want a sex drive either. Now, when I was in college, when I was first coming out of the closet and dealing with my homosexuality, I was best friends with a girl. And we joked around saying, let's just get married, because she was insecure and I was insecure and I didn't want to die alone and she didn't want to die alone, and we were best friends. And I really thought about marrying her. Maybe having a family, maybe not, but mostly just because I didn't want to be alone. And I wanted to grow old with her. And I truly thought that it would be possible, except for I started to flirt around with a couple guys and, talk to them, and she got extremely jealous. And that essentially ended our friendship because I realized that she was in love with me. She didn't want to be best friends forever. She wanted to be my wife. And that ended. But I do believe it's possible. I think that many times when a husband and wife get married after many years of being together, they just stop having sex altogether anyway. But I want you to also think about something else. You say that you don't have a sex drive and you don't like having sex, but you've never done it. And to me this doesn't make sense because A, sex is amazing and sex is wonderful. But it doesn't make sense mostly because how can you say you don't like ice cream if you've never tried it? Granted, you don't sit around and crave ice cream. You can't sit there and be like, oh, I wish someone would bring me ice cream. You've never tried it. Now, I think that as humans and as individuals and as people, we evolve. Meaning, when I was in college, I hated, let's just put it this way. When I was in college, I was not oral at all. I didn't like to give it at all. But now, somewhere along the lines, I just learned to like it. I learned to get really good at it. I learned to enjoy it. I don't know. All of a sudden, my gag reflexes just left, and I started to really like it. And it's also common for people to go from being versatile to being a top only to being a bottom only to being versatile. And therefore, it's okay I guess what I'm saying is, it's 2011. And I don't think people are pigeonholing you to do anything anymore. Meaning, back in the day, if you were effeminate, you were the girl. And if you were butch, you were the man. Now, the butch guys are bottoms and the queenie guys are tops. It's post-millennium. I think anything goes. Ideally, I think most people would prefer to give and receive in the same night. But there are definite people that are tops only and bottoms only. So, as far as you finding somebody I would also think about sex for you. The fact that I don't know you, and your thing is anonymous, so I can't research you or find your Facebook or look at your profile or anything. But you say you're on hormones, which means you're becoming a transsexual. And I don't know if you are a drag queen turned tranny or a true transsexual in which you are a woman trapped in the wrong body. And if that is your case, it's very common for preoperative transsexuals to hate their plumbing, meaning they were given the wrong body part. And if that's your case, I think that it's very easy to find guys, straight guys obviously, but straight guys that will ignore your plumbing and treat you like a lady. Now, don't look for tranny chasers. If you're looking for tranny chasers, most of them want your downstairs. You need a true straight guy, and that's going to be a unique situation for you to find somebody, but it's possible. And I think that if you find somebody, I think you'd be surprised on what you're going to enjoy, like making out and being intimate with someone. To me, is the most important thing about sexual activity. If there's no physical connection, if there's no emotional connection, if we're not doing that, it's really difficult for me to just have sex with someone, because I'm not saying I've never done it, because I definitely have, but to me, the intimacy is the most important part of physical intimacy. And it's possible to have that without having sex. And I bet if you let him toss your salad, which is code for eating at the Y of a man, you have a lot of nerve endings down there. And I bet you would really like it. And all of that, you can still ignore your boy parts and just enjoy your unisexual parts, like your mouth and your back door. And essentially become a backdoor Bambi, which is, a lot of straight bars have tranny parties, and that's what they call them, backdoor Bambis. So, I avoided your question for a long time because I don't know how to answer it. I'm not sure that I did answer it. I hope that I could help you. I do think that the most important part of your thing to me is the being alone part, and the fact that you're willing to do anything with your husband. And I agree with you in that aspect. If I'm married to someone, or if I'm in a relationship with him and he wants to try some freaky shit, 99% of the time I'm going to do it, because I'd rather him do it in the safety of my own home than go find somebody online or a bathhouse or whatever to find whatever he needs. I would rather make sure that it's taken care of, you know. So I agree with you on that aspect, but I do think that once you start experimenting, you'll probably enjoy it a lot more than what you think you will. Anyways, that was Ask Misty.